Hey everybody, good morning, it's Jillian. So, yes, more variants are in the environment. Whew, yes they are. And yeah, they're going to bring up a lot of evolution or de-evolution in people, places, and things. I don't like my hair. And so, this morning I was listening to on Netflix about the Gospel of John. Now, I'm telling you, I'm not a religious person. I'm not one to, you know, drop scripture to make a point, okay? But I look at the Bible and the different Gospels now as a key to understanding the demigods and the gods that we were exposed to many, many, many years ago. And we're probably still exposed to gods and demigods today, though we worship them as stars or as politicians and or titans of industry. Where do you think titans came from? And then we think that we're not like them. We think we're separate. We think they're different. And no, they're not. They're just like you and I. And so, and then it also reminds me of just, again, I finally come to terms and figured out some stuff about women in relationships and family relationships. And yeah, every single woman relationship, regardless of what your relationship with them is, it's the conflict that is as old as time. It's the conflict that is old as time between the younger generation and the older generation. And I think it's tough for some women who deal with somebody from an older generation who are an influence in their life and not understanding you as a younger generation, and they will never understand you. And that's okay, because they're not meant to. If they're on a de-evolutionary scale, then they're just going to, just have their beliefs, and that's okay. I get it. I fucking get it. And that's a comforting feeling, because I know that my parents dealt with that as far as women relationships with the older generation. And so I get it. So that's done with. And just like with Athena and her priestesses, and why Athena turned Medusa into Medusa. Okay? I mean, I get it. And so, yeah, the Greeks have not been given a fair shake in the history of mankind. They were usurped by the Romans. Yes, absolutely. I belong to a few groups like the Tartarians and the Mudfloods, and yeah, there's giants of the earth. There, yeah, we've had huge trees in this world. We've had a lot of evidence to show that there were gods of this earth that walked this earth eons ago. And so, yeah, so there is evidence to suggest that, yeah, the mud floods and things that the discounting and discrediting and dismissing people who are like, wait, hold on a second. Maybe our reality isn't what our reality is, and maybe there's something else. And then someone will disclose some information, then they get dismissed as a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, hold on a second. I was raised in a household where there's so much Greco-Roman art everywhere. I've raised in a household where, yeah, you would think it would be the Illuminati who ran the household. Just because of the art, just because of my background, being raised Jewish, honoring all the Jewish holidays, the Festival of Lights, Hanukkah, and then realizing that the Gospel of John was talking about, how Jesus, or Gospel of John, I don't remember exactly from what perspective they're coming from, but like that Jesus or John knew the light in every single human, the light of intelligence, the light, the soul, the colors, the aura of mankind. We were created in the image of the gods. And these are the polytheistic gods, not even a monotheistic god. I'm forgetting monotheism now. I don't like monotheism, because monotheism is saying this one person, it should be worshipped because they hold everything that you don't hold, and so they deserve to be elevated. No, there is no person, place, or thing that should be elevated higher than you, because you hold the exact same potential as whatever these deities and things that we are saying that is is higher and better than us. And I'm like, every human holds the light of intelligence. They hold all of the chemistry. But guess what? There's channels in our bodies that are being turned off and on by binary code. There's hormones in your body that are being turned off and on and being controlled by, yes, biotech, by the holistic industry, because you don't want to feel your pain and evolution. And that's how humans have been easily controlled. Your light, your intelligence, your ability to see beyond just the terrestrial landscape has been squelched by someone who doesn't want you to know your history, or by people, or by the gods, or by the demigods who knew how to control humans that didn't have access to that. And that's why salt is so demonized, because salt is the gateway to your intelligence, but you have to support it correctly, because just salt alone on a body that's leaking energy on the back end you're not going to realize your intelligence when you have malabsorption. I'm not even say leaky gut, malabsorption. The aging process is the curse of humanity, because you could say that, violating the vow of celibacy could be the curse, but how do you create nations? How do you build nations? You build nations through reproduction. But then reproduction comes from an evolution to, like, an evolution as a more advancement, or a de-evolution. Well, when you want to control people, what do? You give them just enough intelligence to do what they're expected to do, and then you allow them to grow old gracefully and make them like it, make them accept it. And so when I was doing the jjuice, and I got attacked by so many fucking demons, you would not believe how many demons went and tried to attack me when I first started jjuice. It was insane. You saw the battle on Dr. Phil, the amount of demons are trying to attack me. They don't want you to know your evolution. Who's they? I don't know who the hell they is. But you can't stop what's already been there. You can't stop what you feel. You can't stop what you see. You can't just close your mouth and say, okay, I'm not going to give this gift to humanity, the gift to realizing your actual potential as a human, part God, that has been suppressed through hormone manipulation. And then you see how all these Olympians are being revered during the Olympics, and then all the rituals behind it, the pre-games, the before games and the after games and whatever. I mean, the last Olympics over there in London ought to clue you in on what was to come. Forget Satanism for a minute. It's all Greek mythology, but that is actually a Greek reality. The giants did exist. We had huge and that's why we have petrified forests, because there was a great mud flood. Because that was how the powers that be could control your perception of history. And then they feed everything through the academia, academy, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Apollo, all of the titans of education only wanted to give humans a certain lifespan. If you were to live indefinitely, you would then be just as equal as the gods. And then now we're seeing the tables have turned. Look, Bill Gates is trying to help block the sun to allow the mammals to live, the humans. And didn't one of the dinosaurs died when the sun was blocked because of the ash from the volcanoes, from the meteorites that then, all the dust blocked the sun, and then it probably triggered the earthquakes, and the earthquakes spewed up all this lava and ash and whatever, and it blocked the sun for a minute, and then it changed the climate, it changed the landscape, it changed everything. So maybe Bill Gates isn't as bad as you think. Maybe they were trying to make you demonize Bill Gates for whatever reason, and all the people like Klaus Schwab and whoever, when we're just trying to get rid of all the fucking demons on this earth that are serving to destroy their fellow man. You saw how many demons attacked me when I first brought jjuice, the light to the earth, the light to our society. That's how many demons we have on this earth. They're not bad, but they have so much of their potential suppressed. And they have a reality that's so entrenched that if you even try to change a reality, you get attacked. I mean, when my own mother lies to me about stuff, I never even heard anything about freaking Greek mythology. She said something about Greeks, that she felt that she came from the Greek times way back when, but I never knew what that context was. But she never sat me down and said, hey, let me tell you something, Jillian. Let me tell you about the world. No! My mother had so much knowledge that she kept to herself. Why did she keep that to herself? It took me to figure out all the art on the wall. It took me to figure out through the conspiracy world what the hell I was raised with. Now, why was I brought to that household? Probably for experimentation. To see how much pressure a person can withstand to try to bring up some kind of Olympian innovation, because that's the only reason why I could think of why I was adopted in a household. When my sister went to another school, I went to another school. We went to separate schools in our elementary years, and finally we went to the same junior high. But yeah, humans, you guys deserve to have access to 100% of the light potential that you have, and you're not given that access because of the fear of pain, the fear of looking weird in your family and friends. And here I am trying to figure out my relationship with women, and it starts from the mother. Not that I blame her. No, she does what she does. She is who she is. At some point, I have to acknowledge that that's where I came from, but she's not the sole reason of why I am who I am. I am who I am. Part of it's because, yes, what I was raised with. The other part of it is I'm dying to fucking live. And I have had my life squelched and suppressed and demonized, and that's not how anyone should. That's not how anyone, deserves to have as their future, to where you're suffering. You know where the hell that suffering's coming from. How many younger women who are trying to break free are being squelched by the older women in our society who don't want to see the younger women evolve? And that's what I say to all of academia out there. Those of you that are in your perspective field, where you're on TV touting about the vaccines or all the other stuff, demonizing salt. All you worry about is your terrestrial time on this earth. You have no concern over what's going on extraterrestrial as far as bringing politics, religion, and science together. Everyone out there in academia are so fucking compartmentalized. And then, yeah, when you read the BuzzFeed article or you read Newsweek article and you have these professors like, oh, she's so dangerous, she's so this, she's so that. You need fucking salt, professor, whatever your name is. But you need to have it backed and paired with the right elements so that way you can retain your fucking intelligence, your energy, your soul, your biochemistry, the light that you bring to this world, or the darkness that you choose to bring to this world. And so for whatever reason, the path that it was given to me was not an easy path. It still isn't easy, but now I've come to terms with it and I understand it. It's taken me through going through the rainbow colors of emotions, the aura, the chakras, if you want to compartmentalize it into the holistic world, into the energy healing world. But I finally got to experience all the rainbows of my aura. Some of which I've done publicly, some of which I've done privately. And I'm telling you guys, if you want access to all of your potential, I'm telling you, you have to stop suppressing your evolution. You have to start looking at the holistic allopathic industry as a destroyer of humanity. But also, Big Pharma has the innovation. The vaccines have the innovation. The antibodies, the agonist, the growth, and the antagonist antibodies have the innovation, but it has to be supported correctly. The reason why it's killing people, quote unquote, is because most of you, if not all of you, have malabsorption. You won't be able to handle that action potential, that innovation. And so that's the conundrum, that's the oxymoron, is you're being killed by your own innovation. That right there is the fucking kicker out of all of this, is that, yes, the vaccines and all the innovation of Big Pharma, they are evolution. But most of you, if not all of you, if you're not doing jjuice, will not be able to handle the innovation. And if you do handle it, it's taking years off your life. It's taking years off your life. Pretty soon you won't know the difference between a 60-year-old, a 40-year-old, and a 50-year-old as far as the aging process. Everybody will look 60 years old or 50. There won't be a very distinct difference in your facial type like it used to, because the aging process was slowed down prior to the COVID. No, now the aging process is expediting. It's speeding up because of the charged atmosphere, all the stresses of shootings and this and that, wearing the mask, not wearing the mask, the lockdown. Those of you that can't handle being locked down and you're just trying to break free, but break free from what? From yourself. That's why people are having an issue with the lockdowns, because they've been imprisoned in their own body and it's just manifesting, and they're transferring it to the lockdown in their house. They have so much freedom, they don't even realize it. But they've been so imprisoned in the biochemistry of their body that they're going to think that this lockdown is like a prison. No, it's not. It's actually a ticket to actually get to know yourself. You got lost in so much distraction the last 100, 200 years of your life, and now finally you're able to have access to sit in your house, maybe get paid for it, and forced to deal with yourself. Oh, but no, there's too many other distractions out there. And so that's the fall of man, is the fact that he can't face himself and his evolution. So, I mean, I'm telling you, this journey of mine is none other that I would ever even expect or even think I would be on. I didn't think I'd be on this like 5 years ago. But understanding that the demigods and the gods were actual physical beings that were giants, as well as like a mortal man, half mortal man. And the Greeks, have a lot to do with this, but they also have a lot to do with listening. The Greek gods had a lot to do with suppressing mankind's potential. The corruption of man is when you're bringing up one or two specific hormones that you want to show as a face to the world, and exploiting that so you can make money, so you can be famous, so you can get that girl or get that guy. And then finally, when the other hormones want to come to surface and you keep suppressing it through drugs, alcohol, sex, and all the other stuff, that's when the aging process sets in, and then people turn into Medusa. They turn into vinegary, unevolved, completely narrow-minded Medusas. And it's a fucking trip to watch. It really is. And so, let me tell you, I'm not a creative person. Everything that I'm talking about is a reality that I've experienced, that I have somehow connected the dots, that has been substantiated through academia in different contexts, the intention of the different contexts. Believe me, I'm not that creative. There is nothing out there that is that creative. People do not think of the stories and the pilots and the scripts in Hollywood and on TV, whatever, out of a vacuum. Gene Roddenberry didn't just think of Star Trek out of a vacuum, okay? Harry Potter, the Avengers, all the DC comics, those are not just someone's imagination, like, oh yeah, what about superhuman? No, it's been done already in the lab, or it's already been exemplified way back in the days of antiquity. And yes, there are extraterrestrial beings out there, but that's the difference in our humanity, is we have the terrestrial people who are just totally focused on the one dimension of, oh yeah, of your formula of life, of your priorities of like, okay, go to work, go to school, go out to eat, go on to your distractions, and that's all life entails. Those are the terrestrial people that just live that very formulaic life that is very predictable. And then you give them new information and their head explodes. They can't deal with it. Or they think you're fucking crazy, which is okay. Then you have the extraterrestrial people that know there's something beyond this little freaking one-dimensional existence. Okay, and that's what you're dealing with, is the terrestrial people who had many of their hormones suppressed, obviously. They're dealing with cancer, disease, chronic illness on a string of prescription drugs, or they're keeping themselves under a haze of illicit drugs or legalized drugs. Medicinal marijuana and CBD and all that stuff. And then the people who are like, okay, I know there's something out there, and they still have cancer, disease, and chronic illness, but they're playing with ayahuasca, tapping into different parts of their biochemistry that was blocked. And so what do? They to unblock it, they go take ayahuasca, or they go take marijuana or something else. And they're like, okay, I felt something that was out of this world. Or they go to the Berkeley Psychic Institute and try to read chakras and whatever, try to be clairvoyant. And then they'll talk about their experiences and they write books about it. And they say, oh yeah, I met the angel of this and the angel of that and whatever. Okay, fine. And then they die anyways. So they're doing the shortcuts to get to something that they should have really done in an organic way that is earned, that is through indefinite life, not through under the haze of you're going to die someday. And so really there's because you can feel the trippings of the universe through evolution. You don't have to do these things to tweak your hormones to feel the things that was suppressed. But I'm telling you, like, you know, the Berkeley Psychic Institute, all the different, you know, the communes that play with the drugs and play with all that stuff, that they're trying to shortcut getting to meet their maker. And their maker's like, yeah, we're going to fuck with you. We're going to mess with you like you would not believe. And some people do not have the capacity to handle tapping into parts of their biochemistry because they don't have the support system in their body. They don't have the balance of all of their body to support that experience. And then people flip out. They go to psychotic episodes. They start acting stupid or acting weird, or yeah, they now have to be like, what is it? Having a, what is it called? I forget. Lobotomized or something. Which I don't know if that happens anymore, but. So I'm telling you, the jjuice is it's the bringer of light. It's the knowledge, but it has to be supported correctly. The jjuice is not something that you accidentally come upon. You have to have so much knowledge behind you and what you're looking for. You're not looking to escape life. You're looking to actually face your life and everything that it entails. And if that is not what your purview and your intention is, then you should not be doing jjuice. You should be playing with the holistic allopathic, where you play with your hormones until you pass away. But I'm telling you, if I had the weirdest fucking dreams the last couple of weeks, I've had some weird stuff, like my dog's had some weird stuff going on with her, and she's dealing with her evolution and dealing with her intelligence, and I'm supporting it correctly. But I know she's going through some stuff. But I'll tell you what, her coat and her fur, well, her fur and her coat, her skin, her way of relating to her communication to me is by far like so calm and so on point. But she goes through her evolutions that are very unmistakable. And so I'm just going to say, you know, if you do the jjuice, you're going to have the most trippiest evolutionary trip you'll ever imagine. And it's going to be painful too. Oh yeah, that's the gods letting you know that you're alive. That's the spirit, that's the light that was being dimmed out by the holistic allopathic world. That's why I have such issues with antibiotics, because they destroy the brain. You have the endocrine system, you have the pituitary gland, you have the pineal gland, you have the hypothalamus, thalamus, you have the thyroids, the parathyroids, those, and then you have your pancreas. All of that is your gateway to the universe. That is your spirit. And when you're taking out your thyroid and you're taking out your pancreas, or you have pancreatic cancer, that's why pancreatic cancer is so fast. The people who've been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer don't have long to live, because that is the very essence of who you are. That's part of your spirit to the universe. Or then, you know, you're a zombie. Of which then that's why the zombies, you know, that's how they get killed, is being stabbed in the head. You can't just stab a zombie in the heart. The Walking Dead has so many parallels. It's unfreaking real. I'm telling you, you guys, you don't know what half of what the hell is going on. And yeah, the Greeks did give us access to this, but they also suppressed mankind's evolution. And then mankind gets lost in the drugs, the alcohol, the sex, the wine, all the different distraction, the porn, all that stuff. Because it keeps them distracted. It keeps them okay with doing their priorities. Then you have the issues with the women and the generational women in our society. Some say, oh yeah, honor your mother. I honor my mother, but I'm pissed that she that she's not evolving, well, that's to be expected. She's dying. Like all mothers out there that believe that people should die, they are dying. They're not going to evolve. They're not going to take to new information. But they also shouldn't be holding things back from their daughters. If they have access to knowledge, such knowledge is so important, why the hell would you hold that back from your daughter? Why? That's what pissed me off about mothers who think they need to be higher. It's a hierarchy. That's the thing with the gods, is they want to be higher than somebody else. They want to feel like they're better. Well, that's where jjuice comes in. You don't have to be lower or above anyone else. And so that's why I don't have a hierarchy in my group. I don't want to be anyone's doctor. I don't want to be your therapist. I don't want to be the answer man. I don't want anyone thinking I know everything. No, everything that I've gotten from is from the fucking internet, from Google. I wasn't trained by anybody. I wasn't listening to any one specific person. I've been taking information from everywhere and putting it all together, just like you get from Google. So if you have an issue with my information, just take the bibliography and go study where it came from, and then look at then how I angled the information. Because everything, every fact has many different truths with the same or different outcomes. Okay, and so there's nothing that I'm saying that's really anything revolutionary or evolutionary. It's evolutionary, yes. But what I'm saying is not new. Only what I'm saying is you won't find this really in the mainstream. But we've had so much stuff done to our biochemistry that people don't even know who they are anymore. They're so mangled up and so full of nips and tucks, and Jesus Christ. Some people just don't stand a chance. And you feel bad because you know they have that potential, they have that light, but some people don't have that light. And it's obvious. The light is gone and now it's just strictly mechanical. That's what's so crazy, is that, yes, there are people in our society that the light has gone and their movements are mechanical. What do we mean by mechanical? Well, it's just predictable. It's predictable. They are run by a very, very strict regimen, rigid belief systems, and they will not go outside of that. And of course, they wouldn't consider new information. Of course not. And they treat you as such. That's okay. But I get it. I get it. And so, if there's older women out there that don't treat you as a young woman as a respect, just think of them as a mother-in-law. Mother-in-laws don't usually like the wives unless they're really that special. The wives of the husbands. Mother-in-laws have an issue a lot of times of the younger wife who's a little bit different. And so think of older women as like a mother-in-law who doesn't approve of how you do things, okay? Because they came from a very rigid, regimented background. And then you are an evolutionary woman that has a different way of raising your kid, a different way of looking at life, a different way of doing things. And that's so different than the demons that came after me way in the beginning. Is that I was basically the younger wife of a son that the mother-in-law wanted to control, the household, control everything. And so I'm just telling you that, yeah, we're in for some interesting times, okay? That's what I'm saying. Do the jjuice. You can't intellectualize jjuice. You just have to understand that this is the light, the salt and the juice and the covalent bonding of the food supply. All of that works together. That's the immortality. That's why the gods were immortal, because they had the ambrosia and the honey mead to give them the covalent bonding, and they already had the light. They already had the salt, the electricity, whatever. That's why salt was such a hot commodity many, 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 many years ago. And then it was suppressed through medicine. And so, yeah, you can almost blame and give. You can blame the Greeks, and you also give them high props for giving us civilization. But then you can blame them for limiting the potential of mankind. And then, yeah, all the powers that be, the 33, what is it? What is the 1%? Oh, yeah, they're probably demigods. They probably have access to a lot of, but they're still aging. I mean, look at all the people in politics, the ones that you know about. And the ones that you don't know about, they're probably hidden away somewhere, but they're probably doing jjuice, and they'll come back again. And that's why they look like similar, right? They come back again looking younger, looking fresher. And that's why people look so similar, doppelgangers. You know, if you look at me like 5 or 6 years ago, if you're friends on my Facebook, you go back to some of the old pictures, you can see the morphing of my face over time. Okay, so take someone like Kissinger, right? He looks like he's aging in our society. Well, I haven't seen Kissinger in a long time. I don't know when they're going to say he's going to pass away, or did he pass away? I don't think he passed away. Because they say, oh yeah, he passed away, and then he's hidden off somewhere in some underground, deep underground, right? Doing the jjuice, doing something with salt, right? Comes back again as some kind of like Hollywood star who got into politics again. And so that's why you see people that look like they you know, you see like Keanu Reeves, like you've seen him look like he's been reincarnated several times because he's been in pictures since the 1800s looking the same, right? I'm sure there's a lot going on in Hollywood and in politics that you're not aware of, but the jjuice is giving you access to where you don't have to play the game of the aging and all that crap of the narrow-minded point of views. The jjuice will give you a balance of it all, but you have to be able to handle the biochemistry that comes to surface. And you got to release the excess. Oh, and it's going to hurt. So a lot of stuff is going to hurt. Yeah, because you got predispositions. You got evolutionary sequences that were not triggered because it were suppressed through your genetic line. And so I just say that to understand jjuice is to understand evolution, is to understand that is the light. Salt is light. It is the energy. It's the electromagnetism you find out there in the solar systems. But you get caught up in the terrestrial arguments of, oh, anti-vax, pro-vax, or, you know, GMO versus organic and all that. That's all terrestrial, simplistic arguments to distract you from your potential. And that's why I get mad at people in my Facebook group who are still stuck in those terrestrial arguments, who still have an issue with the lockdown, who still have issues with Bill Gates, who still have issues with everything, who can't seem to figure out to pay attention to theirs and themselves and do the jjuice and allow their kids to have some kind of fucking balanced foundation so they have some kind of hope for their future. Or they're still giving their kids antibiotics. That destroys the brain. If you know about jjuice, why the fuck would you give your kids antibiotics when the gut-brain connection is so apparent? That's already been substantiated in PubMed. Whether it's a holistic remedy or it's a antibiotic from, you know, some prescription drug, there's no fucking difference. Whatever you use to suppress evolution, antibiotic, it will destroy the brain, destroy your kid's potential. And you want to give your kid everything and then you're destroying them at the micro level? That's how the system controls you. They control you with terrestrial arguments. They control you with terrestrial disputes. They control your emotions. They trigger the fuck out of you. And then you're out there all spewing your shit on Facebook and you're not doing jjuice. And you're lost in distraction. You can't even sit at home and look at yourself. Much less look at your kids. You can't even sit by yourself. And so, yeah, so when you're doing the jjuice, guys, those of you who are actually seriously doing jjuice, you just sit back and watch the world burn. But don't worry, you're not going to burn with it. But they're going to be burning. They're already lost in their fucking arguments. They're lost in their terrestrial bullshit, their disputes with each other. The suffering of humanity is going to be very apparent, especially with the grid being turned up. But you on the jjuice, if you're serious or doing jjuice, you're going to watch it. You're going to call every single outcome. Because humans are fucking predictable. Especially ones that have been controlled at the micro level. That don't want to feel pain. And they think that their fight is going to do anything. You realize that you watch The Walking Dead, when they introduced Negan, and that was a really intense episode. He says, they own you. They own every part of you. You don't realize that you are owned. So you better understand that you're owned, but you can have the freedom of understanding the world that you live in and still live and thrive despite you can still learn the harp and learn piano and learn, how to write and how to do math and how to do formulas. There's so much out there. But they still own the fuck out of you. So fucking get used to it. Stop fighting it. You're brought here for a reason. You're innovated for a reason. You're here in America or the West for a fucking reason. Own your shit and be thankful that you have fucking life on this earth, or you can end up strolling around looking for a body to inhabit. But oh, wait a second. That's right. That's the ascension world where I'm just going to leave my body and go off to Pleiades. It's okay to die. Fine. Then why even do any of the remedies and why play all those games? Why even go to the hospital? Why even partake in the holistic world? If it's all about ascension and passing away. Oh, the brainwashing of humanity is so apparent. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys that yes, the mud floods definitely did exist. There were giants on this earth. There were giant trees. There was definitely the gods and demigods walk this earth. And then humanity has been controlled and then siphoned down to a very controllable size. And then your gifts have been exploited. Look at the sports. Look at the NBA, softball, baseball, whatever, football, soccer, the Olympics, gymnastics, all of that is based upon the gods. How can we exploit humans of their potential and then try to influence certain genetics or do bioengineering, CRISPR gene editing to create the most beautiful children, the most beautiful adults, and then have people worship them? And so they're good in real estate, they're good in finance, they're good in whatever their mind and industry that they're in. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to buy all of your CDs and all of your how-tos and this and that. And you're like, how do you even compare? You might take some of their tools and techniques, but they have the biochemistry that gave them this. You think you're really going to have the same that they have when they have a specific biochemistry and a specific personality and a specific connections, and people buy that shit like, oh, I'm going to be just like this guy, I'm going to be just like that girl, and if I buy all their CDs and their books and all of their merchandise, then I'm going to be just like them. If I buy all their clothes, I'm going to be just like them. That's the exploitation of humanity. That's the oh God. Oh God. No, they're all fucking bioengineered. They're not real in the sense of that they've been influenced. And you could be influenced too, but you can do it organically. You can come by it honestly, not be injected like this. But I mean, the vaccines do give you innovation, yes. But the Botox and the plastic surgery and all the different, nips and tucks and this and that, and then all the schooling and all that stuff. But you could do it honestly with the jjuice and the food supply, and then you go and put your brain to things that will help you be very good at your job. Whether it's real estate, whether it's finance, whether it's law, whether it's teaching, whether it's raising a kid, whether it's putting together cars, I don't know. And there's so much out there. Sky's the fucking limit with how much people can learn. So you're not in jail because you're at home. Those that can't handle being at home can't handle facing themselves. You have to break free and feel like you have to be out there running amok, running the streets. You're running away from yourself. So it's time now with the virus and with the lockdowns to face yourself. And you can tell those that can't face themselves because they're always out there. They can't be at home. I would rather right now be at home. I'm more of a recluse. I'm more of a solitary person because I find peace where I don't have people in my ear 24/7. My husband, him and I find ways to make it work as far as that, but I don't want someone in my ear 24/7. I don't want to be influenced by a person, place, or a thing. I want to influence myself. And then when I see the influences that I have, I'm going to go give it all to you guys And you guys can figure it out. I'll be one of many things that you're also into. But maybe, hopefully, that you'll sit at home and you'll face yourself, do the jjuice, face your pain, understand humanity, watch a bunch of Netflix, biographies, religions, science, learn a formula. Oh my God, there's the sky's a fucking limit. I don't understand why people think that there's nothing, that they're in prison. In prison, you get a book. In prison, you get 3 squares. In prison, you have to worry about somebody raping you or somebody hurting you. It's such a very convoluted way of looking at your life, and you think that being at home is a prison. If your home is your prison, what the fuck are you fostering in your environment if you can't even be at home? What the hell are you fostering in your environment that you can't even stay at home? So, that's just more of my musings. I'm going to go drink some coffee. Oh, I have it right here. But I needed to talk about the aura and the biochemistry and the colors, because that is a clue that every single biodiversity with colors has some form of intelligence. Yes, there's always going to be games of sport fishing, fish hunting for sport, hunting for food, fishing for... I fish to eat. I don't fish for sport. People do that. You can't stop it. I mean, that's just kind of the way our life is. It's like it's a constant cat and mouse in our society. You got to be smarter than the next dude. And if you're not, then yeah, you're low. If you're low on the food chain, you're gonna be exploited. So yes, animals do get exploited. So do humans. It happens. But you make the choice. You make the choice. And so I just want you to know there's connections to everything. Everything is connected. From the electromagnetism prism in outer space to the colors of your chakra, that you would then have a meaning behind the colors. Red is angry, all the different descriptions of the colors. And then you look at the fishes and the tropical fishes, and you look at the flowers and the animals and the birds. Okay? It's all intelligence. Everything is intelligent. Now, how intelligent are you? That's the question. All right, bye.